Hi everyone, welcome. How are you guys doing? Hope you are doing fine. Let's see how many people are there.
Hi everyone,
Hope I am
welcome.
live. There are only three people. Four. Let's wait for a minute or so. Okay. So, hey guys, how was your day? How many of you were able to solve all the four questions today? Anyone who was able to solve all the questions today? Hi Nathan. I know you were able to solve it and you were able to do it very quickly as well. So that's good. Apart from you, I think there is this guy Ritesh. He also solved question very early in the day. So that's good. And there were a lot of people or multiple people discussing about, they were discussing about forming a group. There is someone, Code Champ, Manjul, and few other, Akash. So, guys, one thing I will highly recommend you doing that because when you form a group, when you do a coding exercise with a group, in a group, it's very beneficial because one, you would be able to discuss things with your group, with your partner, and all. Two, it helps you stay consistent. So you would have like basically if someday you are feeling down or you're not able to be consistent, that person will push you up. Other day, like, and it should be a group of more than two people. Other day, if someone else is not able to do it, the others will be able to do it. Like basically collective effort hota hai. So you get competitiveness, you get consistency, you get support, you get someone that you can discuss with. So this is my personal recommendation. So I will suggest you all to form a group if possible. If you have someone that you already know from your college, from your locality, someone, that's good. Otherwise, use this Discord community to do that. Form a group in the Discord community, especially people who are doing it every day, like Suresh, Nitin, Surbhi, Harsh, Gitish. You guys can do it. So uh, I see you on the video every single day, so it should not be a hard thing for you to form a group and discuss it in the channel. So personal recommendation, again, it's your choice as well, obviously. But if you can form a group, build or solve questions in a group. Okay. Ayush is saying, sir, trying to complete the question with whole or whole function. I usually get confused because I am familiar with C++. Ayush, there should not be any specific reason of not doing a question because of any language. So I don't get your confusion, or I don't get your problem as of now. If you can type it in here, or maybe we can discuss it in the Discord channel after the live. Hi Prasad, hi Disha, good to see you again. Okay, so let's get started with today's problem. Hi Dhruv. Today's problem were I really found today's problem really interesting. They were a little higher level as compared to what we did in last 3 days, but the rest, like, you should, a lot of them had some or the other connection with the last 3 days questions, and we'll see how. Hi Muthu. Next permutation. Yes, the next permutation question is relatively little tricky, so that's good. And difficulty is increasing. Yes, Disha. It, in fact, as we go forward, the difficulty in arrays will increase. Then we'll come back to a lower level difficulty in the next data structure. Then it will increase. Then come back to lower difficulty. Then it increase. And as we progress, like after trees and so, the default level will be higher than like the lowest level in trees is obviously higher than the lowest level in like, arrays and all, so that will be good. Okay, how to lower system data on iOS? Probably we can discuss this later. So without any further delay, unless you have any other question related to this, we can jump to the questions part, today's questions. So the first question that we had was insert, delete, get random. Okay, let me start sharing my screen with you folks. Okay. So, how many of you were able to do it in O1, all the operations in O1? It's a really interesting problem. I really, really like this question. So, how many of you were able to solve it? Suresh, Sanjeev, Manjul, great. Anyone else? We'll come to like how we solved it or how you guys solved it. The thing is like the catch is as it is mentioned in the screen on the question itself, it should be done in O1 time complexities. So how many of you were able to solve it in O1? How many of you were not able to solve it? Please write that as well. Like write I was not able to solve it so that I can have special attention as well. Helping and growing done in ON. Okay. Using set. Okay. So let's see. Let's see. Basically how Shreya says it's okay to not get the solution in one go. Watch the tutorial. It's okay. Sometimes you will not be able to solve question in one single go. All the question in one single go. That's okay. But again, even if you look at the answer, first of all, maintain a redo list, like revisit kind of list. Add that question in your revisit list, especially question like this. It's a very well known, very well asked question, so it will get asked in a lot of places. So try to solve this as much as like try to do it yourself. If you're not able to do it, maintain it in a to-do list, taki you can come back again in a week or 2 weeks and you can do it again and solidify your thought process. Disha, not solved, not able to solve in O1. Akash, Muthu, okay, that's okay. Explain the question. Okay, so let's jump into it now. We have given 2.5 3 minutes for this. So the question says you have to basically, you have been given set, randomized set. You have to design this class randomized set in which there are three operations: insert a value, to delete a value, remove the value if it is present, and third, get random. Get random basically means out of all the numbers that are present right now, you have to return some random value, and any the chances of any value getting picked should be equal. All the values should be picked at a same probability. So this is the question. Now let's see example. So in first random I said that you can avoid this. Insert, it basically inserts one in array. Remove two. Two, remove two. Now two here call will come to. Is 2 present in the set, or is 2 present in any data structure that we will use? No. So what we do is we return false. If an item is not present, just return false. Then insert 2. Then we insert 2 here. Get random. Now the chances of 1 or 2, either of the two should be picked, and both should have 50% chances of getting picked. This is what get random mean. Then remove one. Abhi kya karna hai? We have to remove one from it. Since we are able to remove it, just delete it. Insert 2. Insert 2 kya hai? If you see, if item is not present, that is the only time we have to insert it. If it is already present, then we return false. Then again get random. Obviously, since there is only 2 left, so we return 2. And the chances of picking 2 is 100%. Is there anyone who does not understand the question? Because it's very important to understand question part at least. So if there is anyone who does not understand the question, let me know. Okay, there are a few people who do not understand the question. So before that, there is this question from Vishesh. I came today. You are eligible. You should be. So one thing that I'd like to highlight specifically is, if you are starting today, or if you are starting tomorrow, or you started yesterday, not from day one, on 15th day you should be completing all the 15 days question. It is not that you starting today, or so the day one is starting today. The competition or the challenge will be common for everyone. So if you are starting today, you have to basically clear or solve all the questions in the past. It's a backlog for you. We are not going to wait for you, or the 15th day time or milestone will be on the constant date. You have to reach that. So this is something that I wanted to clear. I'll repeat the question one more time, and then I'll go to the I'll go to the question one more time for last time. So the question is, you have to do three operations: insert, remove, get random. Insert is just insert data. Two, remove the data if the call is removed. Three, get random. You have to return any random element from the set that is present right now. This is the question. Now let's see. Like, a lot of people were saying hash set. I think there is a problem with hash set. I'm not able to understand how are you able to complete this using hash set. So first of all, let's try to tackle questions one, let's see observations, and let's see how can we achieve this. So there are two operations: insert and delete. Which data structure give you both these operation in O1 time? Which data structure gives you these two in O1 time? So there are multiple, especially delete by value. One thing that I should be mentioning is you have to delete by value. So basically search is also included. So which basically means search. So which data structure gives you search, insert, and deletion in O1? That would be hash set or hash map. Map or set basically, right? Hash is the right answer. So array will not give you O1 deletion, because you'll have to search, do a linear search, or if you are maintaining sorted, then you'll have to do a binary search. So that will be log in best case. So we need something like hash here. Secondly, get random. Can we do something like random in a set or a map? Can we do randomness or achieve randomness in set or map? A quick yes and no, guys. No. Correct. Why is it not possible? Because to achieve randomness, you will need to have random access as well. Random access by index. क्योंकि how can you achieve, like let's see the process of get random. उसके बाद देखेंगे कि डेटा स्ट्रक्चर कौन सा लगाना है. So if you have n numbers in your DS, what you can do is generate a random number between 1 to n and then return random. Let's call this number as x. Return x index data. This is what you can do, right? Now, so if you have to achieve this x index, basically you need to go to that index directly, and you cannot achieve random access in set, map, linked list. Only data structure that gives you random access is array, right? So only DS that gives you access by index is going to be array, right? Now the challenge here is, should I use array or should I use map? Challenge with, let's say, first of all, map gives O1, insert and delete, but random is On because I cannot achieve this. Array gives O1 random and insertion, but delete is On, right? Right, this is the problem. So in the meantime, I'll answer this question by Wahab. Can we not do system, so that this is what we will do, but how will you access this random index in a map or a set? Set does not allow you random or like index access. Wahab. Okay, now these are the problems. So abhi, what we need is we need everything in O1. So how do we achieve it? Can we use same is with set? Now linked list. Let's explore linked list. Linked list में क्या होगा? O1 O1 insert, but On search and random. Correct? So insert, फिर ये problem आएगा linked list में. So now what we need to do is, since we have to achieve all these three, we'll have to make a data structure of our own, which is a combination of multiple data structure. So linked list is out of picture. Trees, graph, all these are out of picture because they do not work on O1 time complexity ever. So these are the only three that we can consider. Now let's see how can we achieve that using like mixture of two. We'll have to make an amalgam of two, and we'll have to like use it in our benefit. We know key map can give me insert and delete. Basically searching can be given by map, and array can give me random. So why not merge these two? So basically what we will do is we'll keep a map of number to index in array, we'll see why are we doing this. This is important. An array to keep numbers. So now when insertion comes, first we check if it is present in the map. If it is present, we don't do anything, we just return false because this is given in the question. If it is not present in the map, because I need to do search, I need map. So if it is not present in the map, I add it in the array, append it in the array at the last, or vector or list, whatever we call it. And secondly, I add it to map. So insert is check if not present, then insert into array, then insert into map. Map में क्या होगा? Key will be val and value will be index of element in array. Now let's see कि why are we keeping index here. Remove पे आते हैं. Now to remove, I need to search the array or the element. So now this is where this value will come into picture, or this index will help me. If it is present in my map, then it means it is present in the system. If it is not present in the map, you don't have to worry, right? Check if not present and here, because agar present nahi hai, so there is nothing that we can do, right? Else if it is present, get index of that element. Now we know in the array where is this element present. We need to remove this element now, right? Can we directly do the removal from the array, like something like list dot remove index? Can we directly do this? Can we do this? Quick yes and no, guys. So yeah, we can't do it because अगर हम ये करेंगे, then it will lead to what happens if we do this. It will lead to shifting. Shifting क्या होता है? So let's take an example. Since the array is a continuous block of memory, since this is a continuous block of memory, if you remove let's say 4, तो ऐसा नहीं होगा कि यहाँ पे खाली चला गया, एक इंडेक्स खाली हो गया. That will lead to segmentation problems, right? So now what happens generally is like to avoid that, we end up shifting. Key 4 था यहाँ पे, 5 will shift to 4th place, 6 will shift to 5th place, 7th place, 9, 10, 11, this will become 12, 13, and then we remove this. This is how removal happens in array, right? So the problem in this is it will become, time complexity will become on, right? Now and Ashish made a very good point. Ashish says that if it is present in the last index, we can remove it directly, otherwise we cannot. So what we will do is exactly achieve this. To remove it from the array, what we will do is swap element with last element and then remove last element. This is what we need to do to delete from the array. And this technique gets used in many other questions. So keep that in mind. If you have to achieve a removal from the array in O1, and if somehow you can modify the position of the elements in the array, you swap the element with the last and remove the last. This is what you can do. One thing to point here is note that once you swap, you need to update index of swapped element in the map, because वो अगर वो नहीं करोगे तो it will lead to issues, wrong answers, right? So this is how we achieve remove, and random is then very easy. Get random number between 1 to n or 0 to n minus 1, return list dot get rand. As simple as that. And how can you do this? You can directly use system generator. Use system generator here. So yeah, these are the three operations, and this is how we achieve these in O1. Is it clear? Any doubt? Let me know. Like, guys, let me know. All of these operations are O1. So let me know. Like, कोई doubt है कुछ भी? Shall we proceed to the next question in that case, if it is clear to everyone? Awesome. Great. So yeah. So let's move to the second question quickly in that case. The second question that we have is sum equals. Okay, I'll before we move to the second question, I'll do it again. I'll answer one question. Arrays have fixed size. How to maintain? Okay, so basically, I personally use array list in Java. In the alternative of this in C++ is vectors, so you can use vectors as well. Although vector is also present in Java, but I don't use vectors personally. But you have to basically use something like a vector or a list. Manjul. Okay, so Disha, the brief, I'll give you a brief one more time. So we had to do three operations. I just closed the tab, so everything that I wrote would have been gone as well. Let me see if it is there. Okay. If it is there, then good. Otherwise, I'll just explain it quickly. Awesome, it is there. Read code, keep it. So basically, what we needed to do was we needed three operations: get random, remove, insert. So all these three should be in O1 time. So insertion and get random is O1 in array, whereas searching is not O1 in array. So we needed something to get searching done faster. So searching, the best answer for searching is hash map. So what we do is we store in the map we store two things. The key is basically the number, because we have to search by number. That's how you decide key in any hash map. What is the query pattern, and you decide on the basis of query pattern key. And the value that we use is not is the index of the array. Now we use this, we directly go to that number, we remove that number. To remove, basically we swap with the last number, we update the index of this in the map, and we remove this, we delete this. We have this basically we have the removal done. And for get random, all we do is just generate a random number between 0 to n minus 1 and return the number present on that index. That's it. Is it clear, Disha? Disha, quick yes and no. Okay, nice. So let's move to the second question. It's again, this is a very well asked question. It gets asked, I can tell you, like it is a very well known question in Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Facebook, Goldman Sachs. And it got asked by one of these companies in my interview as well. In fact, more than one of these companies in my interviews as well. So it's a very good question. So the question is, you have been given an array of integer and a number k. You have to tell how many sub array exist with sum equal to k. How many of you were able to do this in on time without any extra sorry, on time? Quick yes, no. Suresh, that's correct. You use the right data structure, and we'll try to resolve, make this question into one of the question that we have done earlier. So basically, the way we will solve it, it will become two sum. It will, so we have to base, this is, you can say, an advanced version of two sum. We have to convert this question into two sum. We are going to use exact same technique that we did for two sum in this. So let's see how to do this. Okay. The question, I will repeat the question one more time. You have been given an array of integers and a number k, a target k. You have to find sub arrays. Sub array क्या होता है? Continuous part of the array that has sum equal to k. That is the question. Now let's see. I said like we have to reduce this into two sum. Let's see how can we do that. First of all, brute force. What is the brute force solution for this? Guys, come on. The brute force solution is take all sub arrays and see if the sum is equals to k. यही है brute force, right? I hope this is clear that the brute force is, all you have to do is take all the sub arrays, and if the sum is equals to k, we have the question, we have all the, or we have the answer basically, right? Now how can we do that? Basically, for one, we will start from one, we'll go to two and three. For two, we will go to three. Let's take a bigger one. 1 3 1 3 4 up to 9. For 3 will go to 3 to 9. For 3 will go from 4 to 9. Right? This is how we'll do it. And the time complexity of so as and when we go, we just keep adding the number. So it will become something like 4 int I equals 0. I less than n, I plus plus. Sum equals nums I. Then 4 int j equals I plus 1. In fact, I should be doing this. This is all I do, right? So for every I go from I to n. I just check the sum, and I have if it is equal to what we need, that basically we have the answer, right? This is all we do, right? And if you remember, we were doing exact same thing in two sum as well. Now let's see let's take a better example. Let's take 8 ताकि multiple answers आए. Now let's take one more observation. One, I'm doing is prefix sum. I'm going to maintain prefix sum for this. This is my array. Three, 6, 10, 15, 21, 28, 36, 45. Right? So this is my prefix sum. Now, what I need to do is I need to get a target. Target is k and which is equals to 8. If I am here, तो ये मैंने अगर prefix sum बना लिया, if this is my input array, what can I do is I can try to find two numbers such that their difference is equals to 8. अगर this minus some number, हाँ, if this minus some number is equal to 8, इसका मतलब मेरे पास वो आउटपुट आ ही जाएगा, राइट? कैन आई से दैट? 9 लेते हैं, टारगेट होना भी चाहिए. कैन आई से दैट कि इफ आई कैन गेट 15 माइनस x अगर मैं ले लूं जो इक्वल टू 9 है, आई विल हैव सम सब एरे. बिकॉज कोई भी एक रैंडम सब एरे उठाते हैं 4 and 5 वाला. व्हाट विल बी द, हाउ कैन यू रिप्रेजेंट दैट इन दिस एरे? प्रीफिक्स सम एरे, लेट्स कॉल इट p sum of array of j comma I can be said as p of j minus p of I. Can I say this? Is this statement clear? Like line number 7 clear? Is this clear, guys? Yes, no? Quick yes and no. Okay. Now, now what we need to do is, like, after doing this, we know कि we have converted this question into a minus b equals to k, target. Two sum or two difference, whatever we want to call it, this becomes that, right? This is all we need to do. Now, one thing that Suresh also mentioned, the difference here is we have to find the count of those subarrays. Now, there can be a case ki 6 minus, like here we are all taking positive number. If there is a negative number, हो सकता है कि बाद में वो कोई और sum बन जाए. Like this becomes 8. This in itself become 8 or 9, right? तो let's say ये 9 होता. तो 9 खुद एक नंबर है इक्वल टू टारगेट. देन दिस एरे इज आल्सो वन ऑफ द टारगेट. नहीं, एक मिनट. नीड 9, वी नीड 0. यहाँ पे 8 होना चाहिए उसके लिए. दिस इज वन ऑफ द टारगेट. दिस इज वन ऑफ द आउटपुट एरे, राइट? So same sum can be achieved at multiple positions. So we need to keep a count. So in this case, what we will do is we will, as we iterate, first of all, we don't have to calculate this independently. अलग से रखने की जरूरत नहीं है. As we iterate, we can calculate this. Just like to sum or that. What we will do is for integer iterate करेंगे for int I equals 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Yes. Now sum plus initially sum is 0. Sums I. If we need to tell map of integer to integer. ठीक है. If डेल्टा एक होगा मेरे पास वेरिएबल विच इज टारगेट दिस विल बी, मुझे क्या निकालना है, बी. बी निकालना है तो इधर जाएगा, ये इधर आएगा, विच इज इक्वल्स टू सम माइनस टारगेट और के. राइट. तो मुझे करना क्या है, ऑल आई हैव टू डू इज जस्ट फाइंड इफ डेल्टा एग्जिस्ट. Right, sum minus k or sum minus target if this exists. If I have this in my array, if map dot contains my delta, I have I have found some subarrays. Now it can be multiple subarrays. Else all I do is just put it. Else in fact I just put it in every single time. This is all I need to do. Is this clear? Like, put this new sum in the map. This may be not very clear to everyone, but थोड़ा सा abstract हुआ या is it clear? Is it too abstract? Is it clear? Just guys, feedback. What we will do is we'll try to run it as well. We'll try to do a dry run. Okay, so now let's try to do a dry run. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm maintaining a pre-sum. At I equals 0, it will be -1. So मेरा target क्या है, 0, and target is 0. This is one of the test cases जिसमें I failed in like few months, like 2 years ago. I solved this question. I've solved this 3 times. I failed this in the first go 2 years ago. So this is the target. Now, what do I need to search? To make it equals to 0, I need +1, right? मेरा sum ये है अभी. I equals 0, sum equals this, map is empty. So to find this, I need 1. I need +1. Do I have +1? No, I don't. So what I do is I don't do anything. I just put number. Map. So I put -1 with equals to 1. Right? Now sum becomes -2. What do I need? I need +2 to make it 0. Is that available? No, that is not available. Now what I do is I just put it again, right? I just put it again. sum. Back. Now I add 1 to this. This becomes minus 1. What do I need to make it 0? I need 1 again to make this entire thing 0. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I need 1. So I will look for that. Correct? इसमें अभी मुझे -1 मिल गया. Correct? So I have the answer. ये क्लियर हो रहा है या फिर कंफ्यूजन है? इनफैक्ट मुझे थोड़ा मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है कि मैं खुद ही नहीं समझा पा रहा हूँ अच्छे से. Is this clear? Like, is there any doubt that you guys are facing? Is it clear, guys? Yes, no, quick yes and no. So I will find this. I will just add it to. I will find it 1. I'll add and just return that count. Bit confusing. Okay, let me try to dry run it one more time, and probably I'll be able to explain it in much simpler form this time. In fact, I personally feel like I'm confusing you more than ever. Okay, so now what I do is yeah. So what I do is, this is my target. Sorry, this is my number. I basically I have this map. दोबारा से start करते हैं. I0 sum is -1. Map is empty. At initial place, I need +1 to make this entire thing as 0. Right? There are two possibilities. First of all, if I find the exact same thing, then damn, like basically I have found. If I find exact same number, this same number, same sum, then basically I have found number before which this sum is there, and I can ignore that array. Right? That is one thing. And two, I can also look for the delta. Right? Okay, let's do one thing, guys. In fact, I feel like I'm making you even more confused, or I'm confusing you even more. Where what we can do is we can move to the second we can move to the next question, and we will come back to this question again, because right now it is I am trying to make it complicated in my own head. So once this is out of my head, I will have much better clarity, or I will have much easier explanation in my head, and I'll be able to do it. So yeah, is that okay? Let's move to the next question, and then probably we will come back to this question in the last, and I'll definitely cover this one more time. ये कंफ्यूजिंग हो रहा है मेरे खुद के लिए, इसलिए आई एम ट्राइंग टू कॉम्प्लिकेट दिस. Okay, so again, first of all, like, sorry for this, and let's do this. Okay, let's move to the third question, which is contains most water. Okay, how many of you were able to solve this? Contains most water in on time without any extra space. Nice, good. Suresh, Ashish, Manjul, that's good. So O time, O1 extra space is what we need for this. Let's see ki question hai kya, what the question is, and then we'll assume that's correct. Two pointer approach, O time is what we need. And I shared one data point, or you can say something yesterday about two pointer, day before yesterday or yesterday, and we will see that in action, monotonously increasing or decreasing part in action again. Okay, now uh, let's see. So the question is, you have been given vertical lines drawn such that endpoints of I and height given okay, lines drawn such that two endpoints of lines are okay. So you have been given vertical lines and you can basically store water between them. जैसे ये example में है, you can store water between them. You have to find two lines that so that basically आप दो line ही कर सकते हो. You can only make one single rectangle. You cannot have something like कि you can store some here, some here, some here. ऐसे वो नहीं कर सकते रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग की तरह. All you have to do is you have to find two vertical lines so that the water that you can contain in the store is the maximum. uh, Again, let me try to put it in a different words. So this is basically, you have been given vertical lines, you have to make a container. उसका कंटेनर बनाना है. This is similar to maximum area rectangle question, you if you have heard about it. So you have to make a container of vertical lines so that the water between them, जो ये पानी है ना blue blue, it is maximum. This is what you need to do, right? So what are the two, let's see key what are the possibilities. First is you can contain water between these two, which is 1 and 8. Then you can contain between 8 and 8 here, then 8 and 7. You can also contain water here, 8 and 6, जो ये third वाला 6 है. You can also contain water between the 6 and 5, ये वाला. Again, number 3 and number 5 line. Again, number 5 and number 7 line you can also store there. 8 and 7 में भी कर सकते हो. But the point is you have to make it maximum. You have to store maximum amount of water. So how can you maximize this? By maximizing the area. Overall area maximize करना है. What can happen is, sometimes what can also happen is, let's say कि 8 की बजाय, let's take this example and थोड़ा सा modify करते हैं. इसमें आंसर इज 7 into 7 49, right? Now if I modify this into, let's say I make it 80 and 60, now the answer will become 60, because जो मेरा ये दोनों इन दोनों के बीच में पानी होगा ना वो ज्यादा होगा, right? The water stored between these two lines, ये वाली जब this one will go to 80, this one will also go to 60. The water contained between them will be 60 into 1, the gap. So we'll have 60 a unit, which is greater than 49, right? So this is what we need to maximize. This is the question. So now, how many of you were able to solve it, or like you? I've already asked this. How many of you were not able to solve this in O1 time, O1 space? Come on, guys. How many of you were not able to do it? Come on, come on. Yes, no, yes, no. Okay, Rishi नहीं हुआ. Sanjeev, Disha. Okay, I think first of all let's try to do a brute force. इसका brute force क्या है? So the brute force is you try for this, you try everything. As soon as you get a bigger one, वहीं पे रुक जाओगे obviously. Right? So you try for this, then you try for 8, then you try for this 6, then you try for this 2, for this. Basically, 2 loop में जाएगा int I equals 0 to n while j less than n and a of j is less than equal to a of I, and maintain max water. This is what you can do in the brute force, right? So this is what you can do in the brute force. What is the time complexity of this brute force solution? This is going to be n square, because again you are doing the same thing. For every I you are going till end for j, n plus n minus 1 plus n minus 2 plus n minus 3 up to 1, which will become on square. I hope the time complexity part is clear to everyone now. Now let's try to optimize this. Let's see the observation. What are the two possibilities? या तो what you can do is या तो verticals maximize कर दो या distance between the two maximize कर दो. These are the only two possibility to increase the area of a rectangle. Either increase the length to maximize, either increase the length or increase the breadth. Right? Area क्या है? L into B. So either increase this part or increase this part. Right? Now to do that, what we will do is we will start again. तो increase क्या करना है? दोनों मतलब basically we ideal situation is maximum length with maximum breadth. This is the ideal situation, right? Ideal situation is start and end of array are the lines, are the max lines, you can say. This is my maximum or this is my ideal situation here. Now what will I do is I will start with this, assuming this is my ideal situation, and I will either increase or decrease I and j. Okay. So basically, considering this, I will start I with 0, j with n minus 1. Now I need to maximize my height. जितना दूर पे maximum होगा उतना ही better है, right? So what I do is area will become current area, or there is one max which is 0 initially. Then area will become math dot min of ai comma aj into j minus I. Right? Is this clear? Can I say this, that area is this, because this is my length or height and this is my breadth of the rectangle. Correct? Now by same standard thing, if max is less than area, max equals area. If this is the case, max becomes area. Now, one thing. So I'll just put while loop as well. While I is less than j, what happens next? Now the the next part that we need to do is increment or decrement j. So what will we do? How will we decide whether we have to increment I or decrement j? We can decide that on the basis of lower height. Whatever is on lower height, I will move away from that. Kyunki if my I is at lower height and j is at higher height, this can become answer in the future I. Similarly, if I is at higher height and j is at lower height, I is here, j is here. This I will become part of my future answer. So I will move on to the next j. So basically, if a of I is greater than a of j, I reduce j, else I increment I. As simple as that. So we keep doing this, and at the end we'll have maximum area. Is it clear? What to do if same height? You can do anything. Like I chose to do I plus plus. If it is same, you can do I plus plus or j minus minus. That is not an issue. Is the observation clear? Because observation is important, because that is something that will decide, or this is how we came to the solution. Is the observation clear? If it is clear, what is the time complexity of the solution? And if it is not clear, just let me know. If it is clear, what is the time complexity, guys? I want everyone to answer, not just few regular ones. Correct. Correct. Good. Ashish, Manjul, Surbi, Dhruv, Sanjeev, Rishi, Gitish, Shreya. Good job. This is correct. Tanisha, that's correct. This is ON. Why? Because again, we are going iterating on the array and we are not doing anything else, just I and J. As simple as that. So let's move to the last question so that we can come back to the first question that we were discussing. And I think this is the most interesting question as well. How many of you were able to solve this in solve this question? How many of you were able to solve this question, guys? It's a very interesting question. Again, very well asked, very widely asked question. Ashish is not able to solve. Rishi, were you no, okay? Rishi was not able to solve. Surbi, good job. Sanjeev, good job. Munjul, that's okay. We'll discuss it now. Okay. Okay. So intuition wise, it's very hard to build intuition for this. I can agree. This one, it's hard. Like the observations are also very hard to make in this. But once you have that, then it becomes very easy. This is more of a mathematical plus uh more of a like, if you know it, you know it kind of question, honestly speaking. But still very, very, very widely used question. So let's go to the question. The question says you have been given an array of integers which represent a number. So 1, 2, 3 represent 123. You have to find next permutation of the array which is greater than this number. So you have, let's say 123 is given. What are the possible permutation? 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3. Let's do it in increment order. 1 2 and 130, 32, 213, 231, 312, 321. This is the permutation in 32. Yes, that's correct. Right? These are the permutation possible. Now, what you need to do is give a number which is greater than this, just greater than this, which is 132 in this case. You have to return 132. If you see, answer is this. 321 is the maximum possible, so you have to circle back to 123. This is the question. Right? There is one very good point made by Sanjeev. Had to go through a lot of test cases to get the intuition. So, guys, if you are in an interview and if you are not able to understand or get the intuition, write as many test cases as possible. Write things, keep doing that, and you will be able to solve. Like you will be one, like in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it will hit you. So try to write as many test cases as possible. This is something that works out very well for, I think, everyone. It works out well for me. So it should be working out for everyone. So Shreya, to be honest, I've solved almost all these questions beforehand. I, in fact, like given my experience and given the number of interviews I've given, I've solved most of these famous questions at least 2 to 3 times. So I don't know, like if I don't know to answer the second part, but yes, I have solved these questions and I've solved these 2 to 3 times. Let's see, like अभी लाइव ही देख लेते हैं इसको मैंने कितनी बार सॉल्व किया है. This is the number of time I've solved this question. Like 413, एक ही बार काउंट करेंगे, एक ही डेट को किया है तो बार बार ऑप्टिमाइज करने के लिए किया होगा मैंने. देन ऑन 24 जुलाई 2021, तो 2 बार मैंने सॉल्व किया है ये क्वेश्चन प्रॉपरली. उसमें भी बार बार अटेम्प्ट कर करके सॉल्व किया. सो इट्स नॉट कि ऐसे, ऐसा नहीं है कि भाई जेनेटिकली ऐसे कुछ बहुत सुपर डुपर कुछ है मेरे पास. बिल्कुल नॉर्मल इंसान हूं मैं भी आप लोगों की तरह. बट सेम थिंग, लाइक आई हैव सोल्ड इट सो मेनी टाइम्स कि वो अपने आप इंट्यूशन भी बनना स्टार्ट हो जाती है उसके बाद. व्हेन यू सॉल्व दीज मेनी क्वेश्चंस, it help you gather like thought process as well. So now let's see कि कैसे कर सकते हैं. Brute force is, I'll not go into details of the brute force. Brute force is generate all permutation and then brute force is generate sort and return next. So this is what you can do, but this is going to be very, very, very n factorial time complexity because generation of permutation takes a lot of time, very unoptimized. Right? Now let's see how can you do this question. So there are few observations that you need to make. 123 ही लेते हैं. In fact, let's take 132. Let's assume the input is 132. Now, the first observation that you need to do is you need to figure out which number should I swap first to identify the next permutation. So how to do that? First step that you do is find rightmost minima. Local minima is what I should be saying. Or point where it stopped increasing. अगर ये होता नंबर 15432, नेक्स्ट तब भी यही होता 2 1 3 4 5. So we need to find a point where it stop increasing. In this case 1 is the point. ठीक है. 2, we need to find number to replace this number with. How can we do that? We have to find just greater than this, which is just greater. Keep in mind that there will always be just greater, because this is a point which is like less than the last. Just like a of I is less than a of I plus 1. So it will have at least one just greater number. So you have to find just greater number. In this case also, let's take 3 here. 3 लेते हैं ताकि थोड़ा सा आसान हो जाए. यहाँ से 3 हटा देते हैं. Now just greater than this will be 4, because अगर आप इसको 2 से replace करोगे, then the number will be smaller. If you replace it with 2, 5 4 3 2, this will be greater. So just greater कब आ सकता है? When you replace it, number greater कब आ सकता है? When you replace it with just greater. So 4 5 3 2. Now if you replace it with just greater number, it will always be in reverse sorted. The number that you like, all the numbers that you have missed or skipped. Now the third step that you need to do is just reverse these. So 4 2 3 5. This will be the number just greater than this. Let's see if this is the correct answer. 3 5 4 2 4 2 3 5. Yes, that is correct. Clear हुआ? This might be very confusing, but is it clear? Like क्यों हो रहा है ऐसा? Is it clear? Yes, no. Number of steps और intuition clear हुआ? Guys, come on. Yes, no, something. Thank you, Surbi. I think people, if it is not clear, let me know. I will at least repeat the steps that you need to do. First of all, you need to find the point where it stops increasing from the right. So 3 5 4 2, 3 is less than 5. So this is where it stop increasing. Then you have to find a number which is just greater than this, because you have to make number next in the permutation. So you have to find just greater number. Out of this, 4 is just greater. So now you do replacement. If you see, this number is always going to be reverse sorted. Because why? Because this is just greater. And secondly, the second thing is, like, we were already going it in this reverse sorted order, because increase करे जा रहे थे ना. If it had not been that the case, like, it we would have stopped earlier in the first step itself. Then you replace it and reverse the array. That's it. So, Disha, I agree. This is not very trivial to understand. The reason, like, let's try to understand the reason behind this intuition. मैंने ये सोचा नहीं है. Honestly, I'm doing this live with you guys. So let's try to understand why would this work. So why the first part, increment stop करना, because everything on the left will be smaller than this. तो अगर मुझे, if I have to make a number greater than my current number, I have to replace something on the most significant part with higher number. So this is the reason, like, for going right till the time you reach point where it stops increasing. Two, the second thing is, like, if you, there is the other way. The other way is, you stop here. Let's say it has been something like ऐसा था कोई number. All of these are different digits, right? You stop here. Now you know you need to just play with this, because if you change anything before this, that number is going to be, it's not going to just next permutation of this, right? So that is why we know the playground is this only this numbers are something that we can play with. Now the second thing is, since we have to make it higher, obviously एक कोई high number आएगा यहाँ पे, and since we have to make it just next greater, तो obviously इन सब में वो high number आएगा जो सबसे छोटा possibility है, right? That is why just greater. Then if we replace it, let's say 4 3, अब ये या now this is also out of scope. जो बचा ये array बचा कुछ है, ये array बचा. Now since I have to basically I need just next number of current number, this has to be in sorted order, not reverse sorted, क्योंकि जितना छोटा number right में आएगा उतना minimum होगा. Most significant bit should be or most significant place should be as small as possible, right? That is why we need to sort it again, and we don't need to actually sort it, do it n log n wala sort, because we know this is already in reverse order, so we can replace and reverse the order. This is the intuition behind it. Is it clear, guys? A quick yes, no, something. Shreya, did you write it repeat now or was it earlier? Shreya, can you comment, like, do you want me to repeat? I can repeat, that's okay. Okay, so I'll repeat one last time. So what we do is, we go from rightmost. This is like the end of the array. N minus 1 say will go iterate reduce I minus minus. We will go and we will stop at a point where we find first number which is not increasing, or which is not greater than I plus 1. Why are we doing this? Because we need to find this number. We have to replace this number. ये 3 था, ये 4 था. So why this number? Because we need something which is greater than this, right? अगर 4 है तो we know कि 4 से greater कुछ है ही नहीं राइट में, 5 से greater भी कुछ नहीं है राइट में, correct? So that is why we keep going till the time we hit this 3, which is not go till a of I is greater than a of I plus 1. This is what we need to go. Equal भी होगा, ठीक है? We stop here. Now we need to find कि इसको किससे replace करूं, right? I need to find a number which I need to replace. Got it. Anyways, I'll repeat it since I'm in the middle. So I need to find the number to replace it. What is the possibility? I need, obviously, since I have to create a number greater than this, I have to find a number just greater than this. 2. The second thing is that I need to worry about is I need to maintain that bigger number should be as small as possible, right? So I will try to find just number greater than this ताकि सबसे छोटा possible number बने. So 4, I will find 4. I will replace it here. Now same thing. Since I said I need smallest possible greater number, so I need to sort this because already अगर मैंने 4 कर दिया उस 3 की जगह तो ये number तो greater हो गया. No matter what comes after this, this number is going to be greater than the original number. Now if I sort this, I will have my minimum possible greater number, smallest possible number. So I just sort this. That's all I do. Right? This is the intuition or reason behind doing this. Okay, what is the time complexity of this, guys? If there are n numbers in the array, what is the time complexity of this? Shreya, how is it n log n? Dhruv, that's correct. N. What part is n log n? So the time complexity of this is, let's go. ये इसमें मिनिमम में कितना लगेगा? ON. जस्ट ग्रेटर निकालने में log n में भी कर सकते हैं और n में भी कर सकते हैं. Replace O1. This part ON, because we are reversing, we are not actually sorting. So the time complexity of this total is n. And these are not nested things. These are one by one steps, independent steps. So that is why this is ON. Sorting, we don't have to do sorting, exact sorting. All we need to do is reverse. Because sort जो है, we already know कि वो reverse sorted order में exist करता है. All we need to do is just reverse. So it will become descending or ascending order sorting. Correct. So that's about it. Do you guys want me to cover the Subarray question now? I remember that. So do you want me to cover that now? A quick yes and no. Guys, quick yes and no. Okay, let's do it. This time, what I'll do is I will explain it from the code. Okay, so let's do it. It's not going to take a lot of time, so I'll try to keep it very simple. So what were we doing? We were maintaining a map. Sum. Map contains sum to number of times this sum has been encountered. There is a count, the result count. Zero का हमेशा one डाल देंगे because zero is always going to be there, right? If you start from first index, zero तो है ही, right? So now what we do is, let's take an example as well. So the steps were: first, calculate sum till so far, get the delta. Delta is sum minus k, right? Because a minus b equals k, b निकालना है मुझे, तो replace. So what I had was a minus b equals k, b will become a minus k, right? So this is my delta, and this is the delta that I will look up for here. Then sum dot put. I need to increase the count of this sum every time, right? I need to maintain the sum as well, so that next time अगर वो दोबारा आ रहा है तो I can do that. So now let's see the code in action. I will copy paste here. So I is 0. My count is also 0. Sum is also 0. Sum is also 0, and map is totally empty. Now let's see. I becomes 1. Sum becomes sum equals this. Sum becomes 1. My delta becomes sum 1 minus what is the target? 2. Minus 2. I need minus 2 to make it 3. Right? So I need minus 2 to make it 3. Does map contain anything like minus 2? No. So my count remains 0. The answer is to here. Count remains 0. Now I becomes 2. I go to 2. The sum becomes 3. So now what is the delta? 3 minus 3 is 0. Okay, one thing I forgot is I am adding 0, 1. So is 0 present? Yes, 0 is present, right? So what I do is count becomes how many, what is present, how many times have we encountered 0? 1 times. Count becomes 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. And then we increase, put it back as well. We increase the count. We increase it to 2. Now we go to 3. What does sum become? 6. So 6 minus 3 is 3. Delta become 3. Now, is 3 present in the map? Okay, there is something missing. No, 3 is not present, but it is already a solution. This is a solution. So I don't add anything to my count. Give me a sec, guys. Oh, one thing I missed. I missed to put some here. That is what, no. I'm not doing this. I am, guys, you should have 3 present in the map. Yes, 3 is present in the map. So I will increase my count by 1. So count becomes 2, right? This is the same mistake that I was doing earlier as well. I was not in changing my map correctly. So I am putting sum in the map, whereas I am searching for delta. And I was not doing that earlier. So this is the problem that I was doing earlier. I was saying like I am just complicating it. It's just very trivial thing. So is it clear now, guys? Any doubt? Clear? Not clear? Comment, please. Okay, I should be asking this to Rishiman and Shreya. Guys, any doubt? Okay. I think we can put a pause here. In fact, also feel tired. 1.5 घंटा बोलते हुए. So if it is clear, good, great. Thank you, guys. Now, first of all, again, thank you so much for joining in. Obviously, I am doing it because you guys are attending this session. I hope these are helpful to you. And people who are starting today or who are planning to start tomorrow, who started yesterday, don't feel you are lacking or anything. It's okay. You can cover up. We are like 75. We are 75 days. It's not a 1 day event, right? It's a 75 days of event. We are only on day 4. So don't don't stop right now. If you are doing, keep doing it. If you are starting today, start today. Don't worry about it, because after 75 days it will not matter if you started on day 1 or 2 or 5. What will matter is that you started. If you keep procrastinating, you will feel like कि यार कर ही लेता इससे better तो. So it with the like if you keep procrastinating, after a while you will regret that. But if you keep doing it, if you start today, that you will feel better after 75 days. So this is my advice. Like if you have not started, start it. Share it with your friends. Make a group of friends. Like ask your friends to join with you. Compete with each other. Healthy competition, not like a bad way of competition. Maintain a healthy competition. Compete with each other. Help each other out. Discuss in the community. And I'm very happy that the community, like you guys are discussing things in community, helping each other out. Especially like there are common questions, very common questions that everybody asks, like where is the progress form. And I feel more than happy when you guys answer it before I have to. Special thanks to Suresh, Nitin, Ashwin. These are the people that I keep looking. Then there is someone, Christoph, Teddy. These are the people I look like. I see their messages every single day, and believe it, it matters to me, and I really appreciate your efforts. So good job. And those who are not interacting, that if you are too shy to interact, that's okay. And I look and check submission every single day. So you don't it's not that I'm not checking or anything. I check submission every single day. Last time I checked, there were 19 submission in the I check it in the form. So just before the call, around half an hour, 45 minutes before the call, there were 19 number of people who solved for day 4 questions, which is a good number. And I think it has increased now, given I can see a lot of people posting in the channel. So good job, guys. If you have any trouble, if you have any doubt, don't mind reaching out to me in the channel, and someone will help you. So let's grow together, let's learn together, let's grow together. And after a while, like after 75 days, 80 days, you will be in a much better stage. Thank you. I think आज के लिए इतना ही motivation काफी है. Again, thank you so much, guys. If you have not done that, subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends. Thank you. Bye bye.